I want to talk about Wildcard weekend. There are 6 games this weekend to kick off the NFL playoffs. I want to make my predictions, tell you who I think will win each game. First, there are 2 games on Saturday, the Raiders at Cincinnati and the Patriots at Buffalo. Now, the Raiders have had a wild year. It's been kind of a magical run. They've overcome a lot of really hard stuff to deal with as a team. Unfortunately, because I like them, I got nothing but love for the Raiders and what they've done and the way they've overcome everything. Unfortunately, the magical run is going to come to an end on Saturday. I believe the Bengals will beat the Raiders. The Raiders' secondary is the main concern to me. I think Cincinnati's going to light them up. Joe Burrow, the starting quarterback in Cincinnati, who is very quickly becoming a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, he's going to have a big day. He's got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. It's going to be a fun matchup to watch. I guess really the Bengals defensive line against the Raiders offensive line. The Raiders D-line is good. I'm curious how the Raiders offensive line can handle them. But Cincinnati's going to win on Saturday. Game's on Saturday. And Jamar Chase, man, is going to have a really big day. Unless all the Bengals receivers get injured and something crazy happens, Cincinnati should win this game on Saturday. Number 2, the Patriots at Buffalo. This is my only pick from Wildcard Weekend that you could maybe consider an upset. It's not an upset to me because the Bills and the Patriots are very evenly matched, in my opinion. But the Bills are technically the higher seed, and there you go. Well, okay, maybe that's an upset because I believe New England will win this game on Saturday. The Bills already beat the Patriots once this year, and it's really, really hard to beat New England a second time in the same year. This is the 3rd time they're playing each other. And Bill Belichick has a lot of film on Buffalo. He's seen how they're going to play stuff on defense and offense and how they're going to attack New England. So also on top of that, it's going to be freezing. The high temperature is supposed to be like freezing temperatures. It's going to be really, I think 0 degrees. It's something insane. It's going to be very, very cold on Saturday night in Buffalo. And the Patriots' style and how they play is better suited for cold weather. They run the ball really well. They play good defense. They literally won a game this year where Mac Jones, by the way, against Buffalo, in Buffalo, they won a game this year in a situation where Mac Jones, their starting quarterback, threw the ball 3 times the entire game. It's not going to be easy for Josh Allen to run the ball on Saturday. On top of that, I'm worried about the Bills' defensive line. I think the Patriots are going to have a field day running the football. The Patriots will win. However, it's going to be an amazing game. This is a game I'm very, very excited for because it's a playoff game on a Saturday night in Buffalo, a crazy fan base that's wild and energetic and fun. The atmosphere is going to be incredible. I cannot wait to watch this game on Saturday night, but I have the Patriots winning nonetheless. Okay, there are 3 games on Sunday. Number 1, the Eagles will lose to Tampa on Sunday. They're on the road. Look, Philly's offense is built around running the football. And unfortunately for them, the Buccaneers' defense is arguably the best defense in the league at stopping the run. And as much as I love Jalen Hurts, the Eagles quarterback, I love their head coach, Nick Sirianni, they're kind of just glad to be here. They're glad to be in the playoffs at all, whereas Tampa is a legit Super Bowl contender. This one feels like a mismatch. The Buccaneers on Tom Brady are going to win on Sunday. How about the 49ers at the Cowboys? I feel like the 49ers do some good stuff. I like them. I love Deebo Samuel. And I got nothing but, I don't hate the 49ers, but I do believe Dallas will win this football game for 2 very, very simple reasons. Number 1, which team has a better roster all around? Dallas. They've got a lot of firepower on offense. They've got playmakers on defense. Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs. Who's got a better quarterback, by the way? Also, Dallas, right? Dak Prescott or Jimmy Garoppolo? I'd take Dak Prescott any day. And so because they've got a better team with a better quarterback, I'm going to pick Dallas to win this football game. But I would like to see the 49ers do well. And this could be Jimmy Garoppolo's final game as a starting quarterback in San Francisco, or at least with the 49ers. They're playing on the road in Dallas. But I got Dallas winning on Sunday. The 3rd game on Sunday, Pittsburgh at Kansas City. Kansas City will win this game. And they're actually, man, they're such a complete football team. They're so different than they were to start the year. They've gotten better and better as the year went on. The defense is so good. And, man, I actually believe that This has been a very important year of growth for a starting quarterback in Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes. He's a star. He's a gunslinger. Everyone knows he's incredibly talented. But this year forced him to kind of develop a little bit and polish even farther than just a guy who can make crazy throws and do crazy stuff. Because he's become an even better decision maker. He's taking what the defense gives him. If there's nothing open vertically, he's finding his check down. He's finding stuff underneath. He had a 17-play drive last week against Denver. Blew my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh. I didn't realize he was capable of that. And he's just done that more and more as the year has gone on. And even though it's, Big Ben's final game for the Steelers, probably it's his last ride. We'll say it may not be his final game. I'm going to leave the door open for Pittsburgh to win the game. I don't want to be so, doom and gloom and definitive, but it's Big Ben's final ride with his team in Pittsburgh. And I wouldn't mind seeing magic happen. I'm not against Pittsburgh. I love their running back Najee Harris, but I believe Kansas City will win this game. And I think most people, even Steelers fans, would agree with me on that. How about Monday? A Monday night football playoff game. I want to say this right off the bat. This is a disadvantage. And I don't love this because you lose a day of preparation. Every other team plays on Saturday or Sunday, so they have 6 or even 7 days to prepare for their next game. When you play on Monday, you've got a very short week going into the next round of the playoffs. I don't like that. That's a weird thing I'm uncomfortable with. Now, the good news is I don't think either of these football teams has a real legitimate shot to win a Super Bowl. So, no harm, no foul, in my opinion. It's not like you're taking away an opportunity from a true top contender. And I really have no idea who's going to win this game. And I know I just dumped a lot of information people are very angry about. Let me explain. And I guess if I have to pick someone to win this football game, I'll go with the LA Rams because I think that what they have on defense is more defensive playmakers, guys who can force a turnover or make something happen. You got Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller. So even though I have no idea, I'll if you want me to pick a team, gun to my head, I'll pick the Rams. But the reality is I don't know who's going to win this football game. But here's a valuable prediction I can give you, something that has got some substance that is interesting to me. I want to predict how the game will go, maybe the flow of the game. Because both teams have really, really big problems, in my opinion. Arizona's problem is that they make a ton of mistakes in big moments, whether it's a bad snap or penalties or drop passes or running the wrong route or miscommunication against Green Bay in the end zone with A.J. Green, one of your top receivers. They have everything. You name it. The Arizona Cardinals find a way to make mistakes in key moments in football games, and they have all year. They got a lot of talent, but they get in their own way. That's also how you could describe the Rams starting quarterback, Matthew Stafford. A lot of talent, but he gets in his own way. The Rams starting quarterback, Matthew Stafford, seems to love, for some reason, I don't know why. I'm convinced he must really love throwing terrible, boneheaded interceptions. I don't know why he does it. Every single game, there's a throw or two where you're like, bro, what's happened? Why did you make that throw? I watched him against Tampa earlier. I think it was Tampa this year, early on. He made a couple throws that he didn't get picked off on, but he literally, you could see on his face, he was like, I just got really lucky. And it doesn't go away. It's just who he is. And so, by the way, last week, the Rams blew a 17-0 lead against the 49ers. And Stafford had a chance to win the game in overtime. And he threw an interception again, right? That's who he is. So here's what I predict from this football game. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. A lot of talent on both sides of the field. Rams, Cardinals, they're both good teams. They've played each other twice this year. They've each won one game. Now, neither team's going to win a Super Bowl because of the problems I said earlier. Arizona's got all that kinds of mistakes. I think it's a coaching issue or some kind of lack of detail. And the Rams have Matthew Stafford, who loves throwing boneheaded interceptions. So my prediction is this game will be decided by some kind of a late mistake. A bad penalty, a turnover, a fumble. Something bad is going to happen at the end of this football game. And it's going to be a deciding factor. This game will not have a clean ending where you're like, oh my gosh, the hero, Matthew Stafford throws a game-winning touchdown. I don't think that's going to happen. I think what's going to happen here is the game will be decided by some kind of an ugly mistake at the end. And that is my prediction for the Cardinals and the Rams. Enjoy it, man. It's going to be an amazing, amazing weekend of football. I cannot wait. And, look, the only upset I predicted is, I guess, the Patriots beating Buffalo, which isn't really an upset to me, but that's because I think the teams that are higher seeded are basically the better teams across the board this week, and I don't need to force some kind of upset prediction. I just don't believe that's going to happen here. So those are my predictions for NFL's Wildcard weekend to start the NFL playoffs.